In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the ignition coil boots on this Nissan Altima with a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. These are located on top of your engine. We will have to remove the engine cover for this job, so let's get started. This engine cover is held on with 3 bolts, and you'll need a T30 Torx to remove all 3 of them. With all 3 removed, you can pull the cover off. The procedure applies to all 4 ignition coils, and they all take the same boot, so I'm only going to show you one, then you can repeat the process 3 more times. Let's disconnect the electrical connector, pinch on this tab, and pull this out. Sometimes it's helpful to have a pocket screwdriver to help you push this off. Just be careful not to break this. And then with a 10mm socket, remove this mounting bolt that holds the ignition coil onto the valve cover. Now twist the ignition coil and pull it straight up, and there's the boot. To remove this boot from the ignition coil, grab it and pull straight out. And there we go. Inside of this boot, you'll find that there is a spring. We're not going to reuse it, but I just wanted to show you that it is not directional. So on both ends, it looks the same. And inside the ignition coil itself, we have this little piece that if you pull out, helps make the connection in between the, there we go, the spring and the ignition coil itself. We do have to replace this. Mine has a little bit of oil residue on it. That likely means there is a spark plug tube seal leak, and that needs to be replaced, but for the purposes of this video, I will just clean this out and we're going to install all the new parts. The new boot should have these 2 pieces taped, so carefully remove the tape and separate these 2 pieces. Take the ignition coil and put this piece right inside here. It doesn't matter in which direction you put it. It is non-directional. And same for the spring. Slide that through the ignition coil boot. Make sure it goes in all the way. On the ends of the boot, I like to put a little bit of silicone paste. You can also use dielectric grease if that's what you have. And this helps the boot seal up, but also slide on the ignition coil a lot better. Put a little bit over here, a little bit around the edge to help it seal up better. And make sure you hold your hand over this end so the spring doesn't fall, and add a little bit of silicone paste on the edges of the end of the boot where it contacts the spark plug so that it can seal up and not get stuck in the future. Sometimes these do get stuck from the heat cycles right on the spark plug. Take the ignition coil and the boot, slide those 2 together. When you press this on, give it a couple twists, make sure it's locked in, and make sure it's not going to pop right off. This one locked in nice and smoothly because I put that silicone paste on there. Take the ignition coil, slide it right down into the cylinder, press it all the way down, install the mounting bolt, snug it up. If you have the ability to, torque this bolt to 62 inch-pounds. If you don't, give it at most 1/8 of a turn after it bottoms out. That should make it nice and snug. You don't want to break the valve cover, the ignition coil, or potentially strip the threads. And that's bottomed out right there. And there you have it, that's torqued. Reconnect the electrical connector, make sure that clicks. Double check that it's not going to pop out. Now repeat the procedure to the other 3 ignition coils. I always recommend replacing all of these at the same time. Reinstall the engine cover. Make sure it's lined up with all the bolt holes. And reinstall your bolts and snug them up. And there you have it, job is done.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.